Psych IRL. My name is Donna. I got a question from Twitter from Nikita because Nikita always asks me questions. So I just had this conversation with my mom and I thought it might be a topic you could discuss on your channel. What is the point of romantic relationships? Like, is there really a need for it? Can the need to feel accepted and loved, don't remember what it's called, on Maslow's hierarchy, be fulfilled with, say, a close relationship or pet? Do we really need romantic bonds, or are people just in search of true love because they're told that they should be looking for a significant other? Or am I just really cold and bitter in seeing the point of romance and destined to become a crazy cat lady? The short answer to your question is, I've been really trying. The majority of cases is because of reproductive reasons. And obviously you can't do this with pets. This leads to a great transition to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and that's something I want to talk about. So, why do we do the things we do? Why am I still making YouTube videos despite the fact that it doesn't really pay me? Why do you pick the job that you want? Why do you watch the TV shows that you want? Why do you listen to the type of music that you listen to? Why do you go to school? Maslow's hierarchy of needs says that all human behavior can be explained by motivation. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a motivational theory that explains why humans do the things that they do. Okay, I don't have food right now, but I had these bag of Halloween pretzels, which I opened upside down. And let's pretend that this is full. Okay, so food. I'm not gonna eat this bag of Halloween pretzels. Now, all of a sudden, my stomach starts hurting, and I'm getting low in energy and I'm feeling weak. Now, because of that pain and that low energy, I'm gonna be motivated to eat the bag of pretzels. So the hunger and pain explains my behavior of why I ate those pretzels. So in the 1950s, Abraham Maslow developed this theory called the hierarchy of needs, and it can be shaped like a pyramid. So he says that it's very important for human development. This pyramid also has steps, and so the human has to climb these steps. But you can't just jump around in this pyramid. You have to go step by step. You cannot go all the way to this top step without completing the previous step. These steps are physiological needs, safety needs, social needs, esteem needs, self-actualization needs, transcendence needs. Those can be broken down into basic needs, psychological needs, and self-fulfillment needs. Let's just wipe the slate clean. Let's imagine a person. Now, this person's one job is to stay alive. So the first step on that pyramid is physiological needs. And this is anything for survival. This person needs to survive at all costs. So that includes having enough oxygen. You can't just jump into water and stay there forever. You need to breathe. Sleep, food, anything that is vital for survival. Once that step is fulfilled, the person can go to the next step. The next step is safety needs. That's your need for safety and security. So in the wilderness, say, this can include shelter. You need to not be always anxious about predators attacking you. In the modern world, we aren't too concerned about predators, so this can include job security. How can I be sure that I can get enough money to buy food for survival? That's why sometimes we take the job that we don't want, just so we can feel secure. Once that step is fulfilled, the human can go to the next step, which is the social needs. Social needs include acceptance, intimacy, friendship, relationships, giving and receiving love. Now, what helps us survive better? We survive better if we're in a group. Better defense of predators, ways to get food, more offspring. This is obviously subjective for each person. Some people may need more friends than others. Some people may need to feel more accepted than others. With you, Nikita, I remember you saying that you don't want kids, so maybe an animal companion may suffice, while for other people they want kids and they want that offspring, so a romantic relationship is what they need. Once that step is fulfilled, this moves into the next step, which is esteem needs. And this is a firmly stable and high evaluation of yourself, or high self-esteem. It is also kind of a high evaluation in the eyes of others. So this is self-reputation. This is also subjective. So if you think that you have a good job, a good education, lots of money, and you see yourself as that, then you have high self-esteem. And if you think that others see yourself as that, then you have a good high self-reputation. After that step is fulfilled, we move to the next step, which is self-actualization. actualization. And Maslow describes this as finding what you're best fitted for. So even though you may have a good job, you may have a lot of money, people like you may feel this urging sense that you're not doing what you're meant to be doing. Maslow again describes this as an artist needing to paint. So if an artist is doing a doctor's job, he's not going to feel self-fulfilled. This artist needs to paint. Another name for this is called first world problems. Just kidding. So the next step is transcendence. This was later added by Maslow in the 70s. It's kind of this going beyond yourself state, being very altruistic, very spiritual. It's more of being charitable and helping the community. So is this really why we do things? Does this explain every aspect of our behavior? Scientifically, these things can't be empirically measured, so it's very hard to tell. There's no way to measure if each individual has gone through these steps. Maslow himself tried to find people who were self-fulfilled through biographies like Thomas Jefferson. But a problem with that is that he has researcher bias. Another researcher might read his biography and say, no, Thomas Jefferson was not self-fulfilled. That is another criticism of the study. Other studies have seen this hierarchy in other cultures, but maybe in a different order. Furthermore, other studies have shown that it is very much pluralistic. I can be hungry and also find my passion, and I don't necessarily have to go through these steps one by one. So that's the end of the video. I hope you liked it. Give this video a thumbs up. I will see you guys next time. Stay psyched.